let's start with the introduction, Shivani.
Yeah,
Thank you.
hi. Earlier I have already mentioned about my introduction. So can you guys can see my screen? I guess
Yes, your
yes.
screen is visible. Yes.
So okay, cool. So my today's topic is developers' choice of platform for Kubernetes deployment. Kubernetes, as we all know, it has become nowadays a flavor of season, right? Everyone is talking about it. Everyone is using it. But what is it, and how may a developer like me can use it? So we will be discussing it in the succeeding slide. But before that. Just give me a second. Yeah, that is a small introduction about me. I'm Shivani Bhatt, and I'm a software developer at Devtron. And below that, I have mentioned some of my social media accounts. So, in case you find any doubts or queries, you can ask me, contact me here. And let's move to the next screen. So this is the summary that I am going to discuss about. I am going to tell you guys about what was the journey that I have faced for being a developer. There were multiple phases at which I have been through, and during that journey, I come to know about all the responsibilities, what kind of responsibilities that I am supposed to do. And after learning about languages, I come across the thing like it is not always compulsory to just write code and hand it over. Like there are much more things to do within that. So I then I come across the question like, do I always need to call DevOps for this? And then I started learning about Kubernetes and found some challenges while using Kubernetes. So I'll be talking about that as well in the further succeeding slides. And last but not least, I will be discussing about the fingertip solution. And believe me, guys, that will be the life changing solution that I'm going to give you. So for that, stay tuned. I'll be starting with my journey. So I remember those days, my old school days, when I started learning about multiple languages. Like there were like 100 of languages which I started learning, like React, CSS, JavaScript, HTML, and not only this, I also learned about backend languages like Python, C++. So I started doing all the things, but beyond that, I thought that is it sufficient for me to be a good developer? So I guess we all know the answer. For being a developer, it is nothing like you write some line of code and you think that you are done. No, for that you have to be good at like you keep yourself updated for what are the new libraries that it coming in the market. There are multiple versions of languages that you need to keep yourself updated. So what had happened, like I started writing code in this, but beyond that, what if I want to deploy my code? For that, I always used to call DevOps for my help, like, hey, please help me, could you pick my code and deploy it somewhere? So but in the era where everyone is doing everything, is it compulsory for me to ask for somebody else to do something for me? So what I thought is, let's learn about how to deploy an application. I started learning about the whole life cycle of the deployment. I started learning about from building to scanning to deployment. What are those? I started learning about all this. Then I started doing some different things like Kubernetes is one of the things that come in my life, and that is all we know about it, right? It is a very interesting thing that comes into the picture. Kubernetes is something which we can say like a COS. This is a container orchestrator system. It has its production daily thing, and in the but while learning Kubernetes, I found some technical jargons, like there are some cluster pods, replicas, HA. So you can see here in the image, I am showing one universe and there is a satellite. So what is it exactly? So cluster is somewhat behaves like a universe, and in it pods are running, and the instances of the pods like replicas which are coming in it. So what is it? This is the whole life cycle of a code that is deployed in the cluster. So this is some jargons that I learned about in the Kubernetes. Then I thought that I must learn about some more DevOps things. But DevOps is that easy? Like as Mahesh has explained, there are multiple different things, phases that we need to learn. So I was like, dude, what should I do? Should I be going through these all multiple language, multiple tools? For example, for CI we have Jenkins, for CD we have Argo CD, for like skip quality scanning we have Clear, for visualization we have Grafana. So I need to go through all these steps in order to get about the Kubernetes and how I can deploy my apps. Then I was like, these are the all the tools that I went through. Then there were some kubectl commands that I need to learn. Like what had happened earlier, I asked DevOps engineers, like, give it some line of codes to me. What I'll do, I'm supposed to like write some few line of code in the terminal, and after all I'll deploy it, and whatever any app which I want to deploy, it will stay deploy from one stage to another stage without any need of any help. So I thought of that. I started learning about something about AWS cluster, which like work on the top of the domain container. So I learned about that as well. But wait a bit, guys, like seriously, if I'm a developer, is it the task that I'm supposed to do? Like I was in a dilemma, like what should I do, whether I am coding or I must be learning Kubernetes. So what if like okay, I have learned some Kubernetes, which is like learning is not a bad thing, we can do that at any pace of time. But what if somebody has said ki, okay, you are doing very well, Argo city is perfectly working fine in the place, but there is let's say Flux has been come with a better version of like 2.0 or something. So I'll be like, wait a bit, like I have already spent my days, a couple of days and months learning about these all jargons, which was like cluster pods. Now you are expecting me to learn my rest of the life learning about Flux and any other unrelated languages which is not even in my stream. So I was a bit like okay, if this is expecting like I can walk in the paved path, but it is not that easy to always be updated for the stream which I am not even related to, right? So for being a developer, it was very much difficult for me to understand about the DevOps, about the Kubernetes, about many more things. So I come up with a solution which is Devtron. And believe me guys, after a while there was nothing to do. There was like, there's no need to pick a Docker image container, and then there's no need to go to the 4 to 5 tools to abstract some data. Like being a developer, we are comfortable with the languages like git hashes. We doesn't know about how we can work with Docker image, and how can we must do the things with kubectl commands, right? So with the hands on fingertips, there is a very easy thing to I can say it was very easy for us to work with the dashboard. So in if I the first point is easy app monitoring and debugging. So let's move to the screen here. So with the Devtron, it become very easy for me. There's no need to run like 4 to 5 multiple tools. There's no need to learn about multiple commands. You just need to. I have created one app, and if I want to look into the anything, like if you wanted to go through the application CPU, or whether you want to see the memory, or whether you want to see the throughput and latency, there's no need to go to switch to 4 and 5 tools. You just can see from here. And whether you want to see anything like manifest, events, logs, terminals, you can just go, just hit to one button and you are good to go. Here you can see all the manifests. So this is what I do in a daily basis. So I don't need to go to the DevOps teams, or I there's no dependency for anyone. I just deploy it from here. So for the deployment, I use this CI. There's a very nice CI/CD platform. So every time, whenever I write code, I don't care. I don't give a care about whether what kind of Docker image it is deployed on. I just care about this get hash. So if let's say if there's something problematic with this, so I can easily roll back it by just clicking it, and I can fire this button. And what will happen, it will do something for me, that will create my CI for me. So there's no need to go anywhere. From this single thing you can do everything. Apart from this, it has some. So that was all about easy app monitoring and debugging. After a while, if I talk about intuitive data, so which I saw, right, as we know, there are multiple stakeholders who are coming, who are like in the single feature, right? So you don't know who had done what. So earlier, as Mahesh has told, we there was some pointing, finger pointing, like, yeah, you had done this, you had done this. But with this, I never think of like who had done the mistake. I just go to the deployment history. I saw like, okay, that was the person who had done this. So there's no need to go to the multiple tools like before we have to do. So I just go to this and say, yeah, yeah, yes, let's solve it. So that was it about the CI/CD. And in it, my favorite thing is doing deployment. Like, as we know about the frequency rate, earlier it was very low. But from this, I like, as a being a developer, I deploy like multiple time in a day. I use this if I have to deploy 15 to 20, I can do it very easily. There's no need to have fire some commands, or there's no need to show any grafana or anywhere. I can do this everything in this screen. So that is all about it. And there are many more features that you can use, but these are my most favorite features that I talked about. So that's pretty much it. Any question if somebody want to ask?
Yes, we are taking questions in the comments if you have any questions. Okay. If we don't have any questions, we can conclude our meetup for today. Um, Thank you, Mahesh and Shivani, for your insightful talk. Uh, I hope everyone enjoyed it and got to learn something new. I'll conclude here. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you.